What's up guys, Stark here. In today's character spotlight we are taking a look at Musashibou Benkei, or Benkei. I probably pronounced that wrong. But yeah, that's who we're doing today. We are getting towards like the end of all the global characters. I know I still have maybe 7 or 8 more to do, but we are getting pretty close. I do have a few ideas for what I want to do afterwards, but I'll leave that just up in the air for now until I finalize what I want to do. But I will definitely be doing stuff after this, after I finish all the characters. So anyway, his pictures are on the screen. They have been for a while now, and he's got some pretty cool artwork, but I feel like his 4th ascension is kind of zoomed out a little bit too far, and you can't exactly see exactly what's going on in the picture unless you really have to look. But other than that, it does seem like it's pretty cool. So yeah, pretty cool artwork. And he is a Lancer, so that's always nice. He'll be strong against archers and weak to sabers. And he's a 2-star, so he will go up to level 65, and his stats will be 5,801 attack and 9,149 HP. So he's really tanky as far as HP goes, and his attack stats kind of low. I don't really think you should growl his character out, but you definitely could. He's got some pretty good skills. He's got some really good skills in my opinion, actually. So let's go ahead and take a look at those right now. His first skill is going to be called Vengeful Spirit Exorcism A, which has a chance to inflict skill seal for 1 turn on 1 enemy. So basically that just stops them from using skills. Self-explanatory really. But it is just a chance with a 50% chance at level 1, and it goes up to 100% chance at level 10. So that's always nice. Anytime you have RNG based stuff though, I'm down on it a little bit just because it's RNG, and sometimes RNG just likes to screw with you, and me in particular, RNG hates me, so I tend to stay away from things like that. His second skill is going to be called Imposing Stance B, which will apply target focus on himself for 1 turn, and then it greatly increases his defense for 1 turn as well. So this is really nice, if you got a berserker or a character with low HP and you have no way of saving them, you can just go ahead and use this, and then they'll attack him instead of the other character, potentially saving them. And it does increase his defense, so it makes the odds that he actually dies when he's attacked with those target focus attacks pretty or less likely than if without the defense. So it's nice, you could potentially make a case to grail him to have the high HP just so you could take more hits, but it is only a 1 turn, so I don't really think it's worth. It's really nice for situational things and protecting allies and things like that, but I don't know if I necessarily grail him out just to utilize him for that. I'm pretty sure there's better characters that do the same thing and that are better than him. But his third and final skill is going to be called Blank Subscription List, which will disable the Noble Phantasms of all enemies for 1 turn. Now this is a strengthening quest thing, but this skill is really good. It does have a chance, it does have a percentage. I'm not exactly sure if that's a chance for it to work, because it doesn't say it's a chance, but it still has a percent. So I'm not entirely sure how this actually works in the game. But chance or no chance, being able to disable the Noble Phantasm of an enemy for 1 turn is huge, because that just gives you 1 more turn to kill them before they can use it, or gives you 1 more turn to drain their Noble Phantasm with charges, or you could just you might even be able to make a lock team where you just use this and then use another character that does the same thing, and then you just seal Noble Phantasms the entire fight, and that could prove to be pretty beneficial to your team. So you could definitely find uses for him for that, and it's an AoE skill too. It's not just a single target, so it's really nice. But the percentages are 60% level 1, 80% level 10. I assume that's the chance for success, but it is an AoE, so odds are you're gonna hit one of them. But it does kind of suck that if it is a chance, because it is AoE, you might hit the 1 enemy as it doesn't even have the Noble Phantasm ready, as opposed to the one you want to hit. So it's kind of up in the air. I'm not exactly sure how it works, but it's good skill regardless. It's very good skill regardless. So moving on here to his class skills, he has the Magic Resistance C+ skill, which will increase his debuff rate by 16%, which is pretty good. But, you know, passive skills, they're all pretty generic, and I don't think I've seen a pretty unique one yet. So moving on here to his Ascension materials, he doesn't need a whole lot. Basically just needs some seeds and homunculus babies. So you could probably max this character out fairly easily, which is, you know, he's not a bad character to max ascend, get that, you know, unfortunately you need to max him out to get the strengthening quest so you can get the final skill, which isn't available at the moment. But at the same time, he's really easy to max out, so you shouldn't have any difficulties going about doing that. So moving on here to his skill enhancements, he doesn't need a whole lot for his skills either, just some seeds and bones. That's really rare, like you don't have any sort of like premium item on his skill enhancements, so you could probably level up his skills fairly easily, and they're really good skills too, so you know, this might be maybe more of like an early mid game type because you can level up their skills so fast, and then eventually later on you'll have better characters when you get the better premium items and you can just save up and level up their skills. But you know, this character is a pretty easy one to level up, so it might be one of the good first ones to go ahead and level up. So moving on here to his craft essence, it's going to unlock the counter at Gojo Bridge, and this will increase Noble Phantasm gain of all allies when taking damage by 20% while in the field. So anytime he's hit and he takes damage, it has a chance to increase the Noble Phantasm gain of all allies by 20%. So this is really cool. You can combo this in with his target focus skill where he'll take the hits and then increase the Noble Phantasm gain. The only difference here, well, not the difference, but the only thing that if that wasn't Noble Phantasm gain and it just increased their gauge by like 5% or 10% or something every time he took damage, this craft essence would be insane. Unfortunately, it is just increasing the Noble Phantasm gain, which isn't necessarily as good, but it's not bad. It's just, if it was the other way around, it would have just been so much better. Anyway, moving on here to his command cards and his craft essence, his Noble Phantasm rather. So he has two arts and one buster card. So you do want to primarily use him on a quick and arts team, and his Noble Phantasm is arts as well. And what it does is it has a chance to stun all enemies for 1 turn, and then on the overcharge it inflicts curse for 3 turns at 500 damage at level 1 and 2500 at level 5. So this is really nice. The stun is by default base is 50% at level 1 and then 80% at level 5, so it's not a 100% chance, but you know, he's a 2-star, so you're probably going to get a lot of him, so you're probably going to looking at the 80% chance, and it is an AoE attack as well. Fortunately, it really doesn't do any like base damage. You do have the curse damage, which is nice, but you know, it would have been nice if he does like a little bit of base damage. But it's a really good Noble Phantasm. You can kind of combo that in with his other skills. He's basically like a debuffer type character, which definitely can find uses on his teams. And he is a Lancer as well. And currently in Global, there's really not that many good Lancers. So, like I said, early mid-game, he's probably going to find a lot of uses, especially in Lancer teams, or if you need a Lancer for something. So moving on here to some of the craft essences you can use on this guy. Obviously, Kaleidoscope is going to be really good on this character to get that potential stun off whenever you need it as quickly as possible. And then, you know, maybe the curse damage if the enemies are still alive. But you could also use Projection for the 15% increase, or you could use Formal Craft for the 25% increase. So that's pretty much going to wrap up this video here. I will leave you guys with his Noble Phantasm, and I will see you guys tomorrow.